Hi, welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Wine. We're here on the western shore of Seneca Lake in the Finger Lakes, and I'm here with my good friends Linda and Neil. They're here for the first time tasting Finger Lakes wines. So Neil, your first visit, what is it you're expecting to do while you're here in the Finger Lakes?
Well, we've been to Napa, we've been to the North Fork of Long Island, we have a wine cellar in our home, and for us, this was a great opportunity to get out a few hours away from home and to taste wine in what's allegedly one of the top 2 or 3 places in the country. And not only that, we get to do it with you, Lindsay.
Perfect, excellent. Well, you're in the right place for that. So Linda, what's your favorite wine that you're going to taste here?
Well, so I didn't really know what to expect coming here. Neil made all the plans with you, obviously, and all of our itinerary and where we were going, and I just really came with a very open mind. So far, I've really loved everything we've tasted. The scenery is absolutely beautiful. We have a perfect day. The vineyards are beautiful. The wineries are beautiful. It's just been an amazing experience. So Thank you so much for inviting us.
My pleasure. Well, it's all about tasting wine. So we're here at Shaw Winery. Let's go taste some wine.
All right,
Wonderful.
Sounds good.
Let's go. Day 1 of Linda and Neil's exploration of the Finger Lakes was focused on the west side of Seneca Lake. Seneca, which is the largest of the Finger Lakes, is also the home to the biggest concentration of wineries in the region. In the morning, we visited Shaw Vineyard, which is known for carefully handcrafted wines, including some of the longest aged red wines in the region. Next, we stopped by a popular spot on the Finger Lakes Wine Trail, Glenora Wine Cellars, to taste some of their best wines and to take in the gorgeous views of Seneca Lake from their tasting room. After our morning tastings, we took a break for lunch at the iconic Finger Lakes Winery, where we sampled some of their unique and delicious food creations. We got back on the wine trail and made the first stop of the afternoon at Herman J. Weimer Vineyard, where we were treated to some of their award-winning Rieslings during a private patio tasting. We finished the tasting and continued our way up the wine trail to Fox Run Vineyards, where we sampled some Finger Lakes favorites from Fox Run's winemaker, Peter Bell. We capped off the day by sipping refreshing rosé on the lawn at Belhurst Castle, while watching boats cruising by on Seneca Lake. So here we are at the end of your first day on the Finger Lakes Wine Trail. You guys have had a chance to check out some of the best Finger Lakes wineries, and I'm curious what your impressions are from your first day.
Well, for me, I think it's about diversity. Everybody knows that there are lots of Rieslings in the Finger Lakes.
I didn't know that.
Really?
I had no idea.
Well,
I learned that today.
You'll learn that today. So there are dry Rieslings, there are semi-dry Rieslings, there are sweet Rieslings, there's all kinds of different Rieslings. But in addition to that, there's all kinds of other wines here too. Whites, reds, there's bubbly, rosés, yep,
Rosés.
Exactly. So there's really more here than what I expected to see.
Okay, great.
And I was just really struck. Now, we've been to Napa and Sonoma and the North Fork of Long Island, and I really, again, had no idea what to expect here. And the wineries are so beautiful. I was just amazed by the different buildings and the different settings, and also how nice the people are.
I'm sure they'd be happy to hear you say that.
Absolutely. And every place has a beautiful
And look
view.
at this,
One more beautiful
right? The lake is just gorgeous too, right?
Yeah, we've just really enjoyed ourselves today. It's been amazing.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to tomorrow.
Excellent.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, guys, it's day 2. We're back on the Finger Lakes Wine Trail, and today we're at Miranda Cheese Company, which obviously makes cheese. They don't make wine. So I'm curious, what went into the thought process for adding a cheese company along with the wine onto the wine trail?
Sure. Well, we love wine, but we also love cheese, and so whenever possible, we try and mix them together. So this was a great opportunity for us to not only taste a lot of wine, but also to taste a variety of different cheeses. So, when we're out here, we're trying to get in sort of a balanced, set of activities. So we're doing this. We're going to a goat farm later. I think we're mixing in a nice jazz brunch, and then a visit to the falls too. So, terrific. We've got a lot of things going on here.
Get a chance to sample all of the Finger Lakes what
exactly
has to offer. Great.
Yeah, and we're from a big city, so we don't often get to come to a farm where you see cows that actually make the cheese that you're tasting. And we got all the information from the actual cheesemaker.
Fantastic.
So it was unbelievable. We tasted about 12 cheeses, and it's just great to hear the process. It's not something you get to do every day, and we bought the best one, which is the blue cheese, and it was great. It was great fun and something a little different.
Terrific. Yeah, that won awards, I think, the 2 years in a row, so highly recommended. And, you know, and we also have this great view here of this barn right behind us. They do events back here. It's like fabulous to be here and check this out. So really
so
cool.
What's next?
Well, there's more to the Finger Lakes than just wine.
All right, let's go check it out.
All right, sounds good.
Day 2 of Linda and Neil's exploration of the Finger Lakes kicked off with a visit to Miranda Cheese Company, where owner Tom Murray presented more than a dozen of their award-winning cheeses for our tasting. Then it was time for a leisurely jazz brunch at Stone Cat Cafe on the east side of Seneca Lake near the town of Hector. After lunch, we walked across the parking lot to Bloomer Creek Vineyard, where we enjoyed a delightful tasting of naturally produced Old World-style wines with owners Deborah Birmingham and Kim Engel. We left Bloomer Creek and headed down the wine trail to Damiani Wine Cellars for a taste of what some think are some of the region's best red wines, and to enjoy a picture postcard view of Seneca Lake from the eastern shore. Next, it was off to Lively Run Dairy for a tasting of their famous cheeses, and more importantly, to see their adorable and friendly herd of goats. It was hard to separate Linda and Neil from their new goat friends, but this was the end of the trail for us, and it was time to say goodbye to the Finger Lakes, at least for now. So here we are, end of day 2, and unfortunately the end of the Finger Lakes Wine Trail. So I'm curious about any lasting impressions or things that you guys are going to take away with you from this experience.
So I think that we've really enjoyed this. We got to see a variety of different wineries. I thought that some of the views that we saw were absolutely spectacular. Being high up above the lake, being able to have you know, lake views and taste wine, that was really awesome. We're here at the Lively Run Goat Farm, and boy, this was quite the experience.
He has goat
I know.
all over him.
I got to hold a couple of different goats. That was actually a lot of fun, and they were. I think I got licked by one too, so it was interesting.
That was a bonus.
And to me, this was just such a great experience, being able to mix a variety of different things. I don't think that we have you know, exhausted all of the different things that we can do in the Finger Lakes. There's so much to see here, and I think I can't wait to come back again. We were just saying that, you know, our kids would probably really enjoy coming here as well, because they like wine and cheese.
Our kids
just
who
as
are
much.
over 21.
Exactly.
Over 21, that's always good, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just am amazed by how much there is to do here and the diversity. You know, we went to wineries and each one of them was unique. They were all different from one another. The wine was all different. The architecture in the wineries themselves was all different. And then we got to taste cheese at a few different cheese places, and again, all different. And this beautiful farm, and we got to see goats and try goat cheese, and all of the food that we've had while we're here is so unbelievably delicious and fresh.
Great.
And so it's just been overall an amazing experience.
Good. Well, terrific.
Yeah.
And the really good news is that there aren't any goats coming home with us.
That is the good news.
that he
is,
knows of.
that he knows that he's aware.
But it was
Check the
nice
back
to
seat.
visit them.
Okay,
Yes,
very
indeed.
good. Well, hey, thank you both for letting us come along with you on your first experience in the Finger Lakes Wine Trail.
Thanks for hosting us.
My pleasure.
Absolutely.
And thanks for all of you for joining us on this episode of Let's Talk About Wine. And hope to see you again next time. In the meantime, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.